how has been the making of Happy Birthday? How has been your experience with cast and crew, like collaboration with Anupam sir and Ahana Kunda? How was the experience over?
Okay, so it was a long process even to get Mr. Anupam Kher and Anna Kumra on board. When we had a script in hand, we were not sure about the casting because it was a very typical Parsi guy, right? And there are very few actors who would look like Parsis at that age. So eventually we got in touch with Mr. Anupam Kher, and we were not sure if he would say yes, but he being himself, he being such a veteran actor, he still is willing to take challenges because short films on digital platform is a complete different world than what he is currently doing. And there's not even a single medium which he hasn't touched yet. He has done feature films, he has done web series, he has done shows abroad, he has done films abroad, and then short film. So it was a challenge which he accepted, and he liked the script. He read it and he said yes to it. And then eventually we got to work with him. And then we got in touch with Anna for this. She being a fantastic actor, she also liked the script and she said yes. So we were very privileged to have both of them on board as an actor, as actors. Working experience with them was fab. Mr. Anupam Kher, what can I tell about this guy? He is sharply punctual. So if you give him time, surprisingly, he would appear exactly on that time. So if I tell him, so we are recording, we are doing dubbing at 4 p.m., not 4:01, not 3:55, not 3:58, would be there exactly at 4 p.m., sharp at 4 p.m. I don't know how he does that. He has some magic, but he does it. And Anna is she's very energetic. Yeah, working experience with her was also fab. She is like a child who uh, keeps motivating the crew and everyone on set. And it's a challenge to match up with her energy on set. But great experience working with both of them.
Okay, so while making of a script or while in the process of everything, what what are the ticking points in your story? Like you prefer reality or moreover fiction?
So there's no such uh, 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 duality in my mind about reality and fiction. I'm open for both kind of stories. It has to be a good story. It has to be a very challenging story. So as a storyteller, I should be convinced to pick it up as a filmmaker. Like when Happy Birthday came, it's very fictional story, right? But it also happens in reality. There are the certain auto writers. Now, auto writing is something which few people would believe in, few people would not, might be. But then it happens. There are certain auto writers who exist in reality, and they claim that they can have conversation with tools. Um, so the choice to pick this story was not about how real it is or how fictional it is, but how good it is. And the story was good, so we picked it up.
Yeah. Okay. So, what has been the journey of writing? Like from the start, what were the you initially always wanted to be a director, or it was like, okay, this is the likability. I want to be a storyteller first, then a writer. How has the journey been till the day?
So I never wanted to be a film director in childhood because I was very bright student. I was a topper, the first bencher who would always get first rank in school. So anybody would ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer would be doctor. Without any second thought, my answer would be doctor. And I got two doctors in my family. My two sisters are doctors because they are also toppers and first benchers. So that's the family background I come from. While growing up, when I was in ninth, 10th, I started watching a lot of films. And I was very fascinated by films of Mr. Ramgopal Verma, Ramo's films, his Satya company, Rangila. They kind of have an effect on me. I was fascinated with the world he was creating, you know. And also, I was watching the contemporary cinema at that time. I was watching romantic films and Shadi wala films. And I was thinking what the filmmakers are doing. Why they are not making films like what Ramu is doing? And that was the kind of inspiration which made me think I should become filmmaker and I should make films like what Ram Gopal Verma is doing at that time. That was the inspiration. But I wasn't sure while growing up. No, because I don't come from filmy background. Nobody in my family, even remotely, is connected to films or filmmaking. So I wasn't sure how to become a filmmaker. I knew some institute, like I knew FTII, I knew certain institute which gives film training. But as a middle class, you're always scared, right? You first cover up your basics. So that I did. I finished my graduation. I did my MBA from UK, London. So I covered my basic that मेरा घर चलना चाहिए. And I got a job in UAE. I was in Dubai with Citibank for some years. Was having good life, lavish life, in fact, because they were paying me well. And I got bored, like what I'm doing with my life. The life comes to a stagnant phase where you ask yourself, what are you doing with your life? Where do you want to go from these many years? And then वो passion का कीड़ा काट गया, and I thought this is the time I should quit my banking career and take a risk and start pursuing filmmaking. So I quit my job, came back to India, and I started my production house, which I told people will make films. But there was a challenge. I don't come from film background. I don't know how to make films, and I don't have any past experience. So nobody believed me. Nobody believed my company that I can actually make films. So I started with wedding films. I made some wedding films. Then I made some corporate small videos, ad films, music videos, and then narratives happen. Then short films happen. So this is the journey so far.
So different kind of mediums have been now in the market. There are OTT platforms. There is YouTube. Then there is our main Bollywood screen platform for narrating your story, picking up your space of medium to reach out to people. So, what are your thoughts on OTT platform?
It's a great medium, right? So OTT platform has explored to an extent that everyone has got something to offer there, right? There are big budget shows which are built on humongous budget, and there are also shows which are shot on very small cameras with very minimal setup, with very minimal cost and small budget, and both has an audience. The good thing about OTT is if you make a good show and if it's promoted well, it will work no matter what. There's no risk as what we have in theatrical releases. People are constantly looking out to watch some good content because they have time in hand and they have mobile with high speed internet in hand. So they constantly need content. The need is there to create that content, to provide that content.
So, as you have been making films and everything, so experience with different actors you have little bit of. So, what a what a artist makes actors directors? Like everyone is not so in the sync of the filmmaking that particularly they follow the path. But what according to you, like yeah, this is the person I want for my script. As such, like what makes artist actors director according to you?
Even the director's actor, right? People
Yeah.
who call themselves directors, that I follow directors or advices, I don't do anything on my own. Um, it's always healthy to have conversation with the actor. I don't really, when I'm directing, I don't really tell them what to do and how to do. I just tell them what I want on screen. Fortunately, I have been working with all good actors. I've worked with Anupam Kher, Anna Kumra, Vivek Oberoi, Rohit Roy, Ada Sharma, and Anupriya Goenka in first, and all of them have been fantastic actors, and they have their own character, which they like to build, and they all are brainy. That was a good part about them. Few of them would believe in whatever I'm saying. Few of them would like to have questions, counter questions, and discussion before we go ahead and shoot. I Prefer both. Sometimes it's very really healthy to have conversation to understand what exactly is actor's point of view, what's his take about the character, because he's also building some of his portion on his own. But sometimes the on set, what happens, there's some time to spend. Like we really can't have the luxury of discussing, going in depth conversation, and you just want to finish the scene. So at that point, you really expect your actor to just follow your instructions and finish up the part so that we can move ahead in time. So it also depends upon what kind of luxury you have as a director. You have time, you have budget, you have possibility to have that discussion where you can discuss. Then of course you can on set. I'm talking about, because this whole discussion must happen before you go on set. So that part happens always. But on set, if somebody comes up with some question, because it's an ongoing process, right? Anything can change, anything can add up, can get improvised at any moment. You never know.
Yeah. So after Happy Birthday, what are the other projects lined up in your pipeline?
So we are mounting up a feature film with a really good star cast, and that announcement would happen soon. And there's also a web series, a science fiction, very interesting web series, which we are just waiting for the formal greenlit, and then we'll announce it as well. So in this next year, I'll have two big projects. One is a feature film, and one is a science fiction web series.
Right. Okay. So last question, what advice you like to give who are youngsters who are trying to make up in the industry as an actor, as a director, as filmmakers, as technician? What advice you like to give to the people?
Just follow your heart and do whatever you feel is right, and take efforts, because don't rely on other people to give you opportunity. I always tell this to actors, mostly whoever come to me, because there's so many actors who would approach me for an opportunity. My advice to them mostly is create your own opportunity. You can create reels, you can create vines. You have mobile with smart, you have smartphone with camera, and the audiences is free. You can just put up your content there, and if you're really good, the opportunity will knock your door soon. Don't wait for somebody to give you an opportunity. You create your own opportunity. That's the advice I would like to give.
Right. Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Vinita. Same here.